Hello students, today I have come up with the next part of the chapter atomic structure from class 11 syllabus. So in this video I'll just conclude the chapter by explaining that what are the exceptional electronic configurations. So let's start. Okay, so let's do the electronic configuration of chromium. Chromium has an atomic number 24. So whatever you have learned, by whatever knowledge you have till now, what will you do? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, this gives you a count of 10 electrons. 3s2, 3p6, that gives you a count of 8 more electrons. Then what you will do? 4s2 and 3d4. This is what you usually will do because you have learnt like this. But the fact is, actually this is the wrong electronic configuration for chromium. The actual electronic configuration for chromium is four s1 3d5. Now I'll come to copper also. If you come to the electronic configuration of copper, copper is 29. So what will you do? As usual, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2 and 3d9. This was what you would have done. But this is the wrong electronic configuration for copper. The actual electronic configuration for copper is three d 9. This would have been 3d9, okay? By mistake I have done that. This would have been 3d9. 4s1 and 3d10. So you can see that whatever you have learned that that first the 4s orbital needs to be completely filled, then only you can fill the orbital with the higher energy, that is the 3d. But you are seeing here that the 4s orbital is partially filled, half filled you can say, and the 3d orbitals are having 1 electron each. So these two are the examples of exceptional electronic configurations. Why are these two exceptional? Because half filled and full filled configurations are more stable than partially filled configuration. Half filled and full filled configurations are more stable than partially filled configurations. Why? Because of two reasons. One is symmetry and the other is exchange energy. One is symmetry and the other is exchange energy. Let's see that how it looks symmetrical and how it is better in interaction or exchange energy. Okay. So I'll just rub the wrong electronic configuration part and I will just show you there so that you can see there properly. And the electronic configuration will be written at the bottom, so that will be easier for you. Okay. So I'm just showing the 4s and the 3d one, okay? Because others are normal. This is 4s and this is 3d. 1 and 3d 5. You can see that if all the orbitals are having one electron each, then there is a proper symmetry in the orbitals rather than it would have like this. This is an unsymmetrical system. You can see that this is unsymmetrical, and also here in this case there are only 4 electrons. So the exchange of electrons would have been take place only among 4 electrons. But if this is the case, then the exchange of positions will be done by 5 electrons. And here in the system is highly symmetrical. In the second case, for copper, 4s, 3d. 1 electron in 4s and 10 electrons in 3d. 10 electrons in 3d, you can see that the 10 electron, this configuration has 4s is having 1 electron, that is half filled, and 3d is having all 10 electrons, that is full filled. This configuration is symmetrical, as well as the exchange can be done by 10 electrons instead of 9 electrons. That's why these two are the exceptional configurations, and this line is extremely important, that half filled configuration and full filled configurations are more stable than partially filled configurations. Okay, so using this line I will come to one more example. Okay, using this line I will come to one more example. Okay, the question is, which one is more stable, Fe2 plus or Fe3 plus? Which one is more stable, Fe2 plus or Fe3 plus? For doing this, first we need to find out the electronic configuration of Fe. Iron is having an atomic number of 26. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2 and 3d6. So if I am considering for Fe2 plus, Fe2 plus means I have told you earlier also, electrons will be removed from the valence shell. 4 is the valence, fourth shell is the valence shell. So electrons will be first removed from 4s and then from 3d. Okay, so if I consider the electronic configuration of Fs2, what will it be? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 2 electrons are removed from 4s and we have 3d6. Okay, now if I consider Fe3 plus, then 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, and see that 3 plus means 3 electrons need to be removed and we have only 2 electrons in the 4s. So 2 electrons from the 4s will be removed and 1 electron, that counts for the 3 electrons, and 1 electron will be removed from the 3d. We will get 3d5. So let's look at the valence configuration. For 3d, the valence configuration is like this for Fe2 plus, and for Fe3 plus, the valence configuration looks like this. Means in Fe3 plus we have half filled configuration, but in Fe2 plus we have partially filled configuration. So in Fe3 plus we are having half filled configuration. We know that half filled configuration is more stable than partially filled configuration. That's why Fe3 plus is more stable than Fe2 plus. Okay, so by this we have completed the chapter atomic structure. Remember one thing, that this portion of electronic configuration is very important, and please practice the electronic configuration of each and every element present in the periodic table at home. Okay, so you will, in the periodic table only you will get the atomic numbers. You will, after getting the atomic numbers, you will know that how many electrons are there. From there, do practice the electronic configurations of all the elements in the periodic table. Okay, so thank you.